Years ago, I learned of an analogy, the coconut and the peach. And I'm sure that this can apply to other cultures more than just Germany or America, but it does serve, I think, as a very good example of our two cultures where Americans are so outgoing that they're fake. The Germans are so reserved.
Ice queens.
Yeah, that the stereotype is that they're ice kings and ice queens. And this analogy, coconut and the peach, can you guess which one is which? Germans are coconuts. It's a hard nut to crack. Americans are peaches. And the idea is with the peach, it's really easy to get into the peach. But once you get to the center, it's really hard to get into that nut. Coconut, really difficult to get to know, to get
Break
into.
through.
Yeah, but then once you do, you have all of them.
Get different types of coconuts.
Yeah.
Greens and browns.
Well, and you get different types of peaches too. Everything is kind of a bell curve. You have the most common, and then you have the outliers for any culture, any people. When I first learned about that coconut and the peach, that really helped me put things initially into perspective.
I think that's an interesting analogy, and what I found quite difficult when I first came to Germany. But you go to the supermarket, the cashier is literally throwing stuff at you. You have the tiniest little end. You have the tiniest little end where you're supposed to capture your food and quickly put it in your bag, and they're sitting there looking all angry. Even the non-angry ones look angry. And then you try to make conversation, or you're just trying to be friendly, or you're trying to have a laugh, and it's just like slap in the face, like, why are you talking to me? Why are you looking at me? However, I must say, there's a certain food chain that we shop at sometimes, and there was a lady there that when my daughter was really small, baby, and I was having a stress moment in the supermarket, this woman who always looked like a bit of a witch, she was super lovely to me. You know, exactly like you said, she's so a coconut. She's not friendly, but whenever she sees me now, all these years later, she still recognizes me, and I spoke to her in a really positive way, and I just said to her one day, every time I see you, it makes my heart melt. And I remember when I was struggling as a new mum, and seeing you just always makes me really happy. So now when I see her, her face lights up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a case because it's not a compliment culture.
But you're right.
It's not a share the sunshine culture either. And it's not that it's a good or a bad thing. It's just as a foreigner, and me particularly, you know, my nickname is Sunshine, and all these little grey clouds, they don't want to be showing their sun yet. They're still hiding behind that cloud.
Or they're within their coconut.
Yeah. I had an example recently where a conversation with somebody where there was a lot of misunderstanding, and some of the German coconuts, who I thought were a little bit coconutty, were more peachy than I realised.
Yeah.
Because they softened up for me and let me know how important I am to them. And even though I've known them for years, I didn't truly realise that they cared about me in the way that they did, because it's not like Christina and I who would turn and go, oh my goodness, I really appreciate you, your love and your friendship and your support, and we tell each other.
We're so cheesy.
We are cheesy.
We're so cheesy.
But we love you guys, just so you know.
We're cheesy.
And it's important. That's what we think is important, to share the feelings. But that's our cultural bias. And that's not, in this part of Germany, that's not the way things are done. Speak to many Germans from this region about Saarlanders. They're saying, oh my God, Saarlanders are so different. They're like really fun and they're so much more chatty. And it's true. You go to Saarland, the vibe of the people is so different.
Yeah.
Doesn't, again, it's not good or bad. It's just...
Or I find that they're like, whoa, the Saarlanders.
Really?
Yeah, it's either really positive or it's like, oh, them.
Because they're the party people and the chatty ones.
Probably.
Can we move to Saarland?
No.
I've thought about it.
Well, go ahead. I'll stay here.
MC Culture Consult. Yahoo!